So the number one thing I do with people, particularly when they come to me when they're broken, which is most of the people that are attracted to me and come to me, is one, we've got to get health. We got to get health. And exercise is part of getting someone healthy, but it needs to be exercise on a level that they can adapt to and it can build the capacity so their body doesn't have to work so hard. Because if you've got a high resting heart rate, a low HRV, high respiratory rate, that just means like your car is idling much higher than it needs to, and that your RPM is way too much. You're burning too much fuel. You're going to be burning up all sorts of minerals and all sorts of stuff. And even if you take supplements, you're not going to be able to, get yourself in a good place. So the number one thing we want to do is fix circadian rhythm. We want to get people outside walking, not for exercise, for relaxation. We want to teach people how to shut down, shut off. Usually walking checks all those boxes, gets them outside, which calms them down, get them breathing through their nose. So it's really simple to start with that. That knocks off 3 or 4 different things. And then, of course, we start looking into adding proteins every meal, start talking about water. We start talking about getting the lights off at night. And so we build this foundation of health, right? That becomes the base of the pyramid. And that base of the pyramid, a lot of people, particularly when they're older, if they just do some really simple things consistently, they eat enough protein, they walk, they get down, they do some really simple stuff, and maybe they do a few strength exercises a week, that might be all they need, right? But obviously, if somebody wants to look better or have some performance goals, we've got to make sure that pyramid is big and strong. And once that base level pyramid comes in, then you can sprinkle in some intensity and you'll actually get results from it because the body can actually adapt to it. Whereas many people are doing these workouts that, one, they're not prepared to do, and 2, they're not sleeping, their nutrition is awful, and they're trying to burn it off. And then they get frustrated. They feel terrible. The only time they feel good is when they're exercising. You wouldn't believe the number of women that have told me, yeah, the only time I feel good is when I exercise. So I go to spinning class, the music's loud, people are yelling at me, and then I go home and just crash. And I couldn't get out of bed. I'd be drinking coffee, trying to get out of bed and eating Oreos, So we need to build the base level first, and you need to start slow and small and add habits.